Hi, I'm Jason Bellamy, and I'm here at Next Conference in Charlotte. Actually, we're at the beginning of Next, and we're at the end of the House of Delegates. I'm joined by Janet Bezner of APTA staff. It's really difficult to capture all the things that the House of Delegates does in several days, all the things they almost do, all the things that they bring back and then they talk about and look ahead to the profession. But let's give it a shot.
Sure.
The House had a lot of motions that in somewhat were related to membership engagement. So talk about that a little bit and what some of those motions were.
Right. So one topic that they adopted, one motion they adopted, was increasing the value of membership for physical therapist assistants. So everyone knows our membership numbers for PTAs are not where we'd like them, 6,000 or so, 6,000. So the concept was, how can we help PTAs feel like their memberships were something? So that motion will result in a plan that comes back to next year's House of Delegates and include some bylaw changes that would create opportunities for PTAs to be more included in the activities of the association. So that was one thing.
And then what else? Were there any others that kind of fit in that broad category?
Yeah, so also there was a motion related to early career individuals, also known as new professionals. So people who are 0 to 5 years, and again, how can we capitalize on recruiting these people and retaining them, and how can they engage in the association? I know you saw when one of the new professionals who was in the House asked all the former student leaders to stand up, and it was what, 20, 25 people? Yeah. So they're in the House, but how else can they engage? And so how can we take advantage of their energy and passion for the profession and get them going?
Okay, yeah. So speaking then, there were several motions related to the role of the PT and the PTA as healthcare is evolving and kind of where they fit in the system and everything. So let's highlight a few of those.
Yeah, lots of conversation. In fact, the longest conversation was about something we really didn't change policy about. So we talked about what should the preferred model be? What should physical therapy be defined as? Who should do physical therapy? Should it just be the PT and the PTA? Should it be others? And so we came to the conclusion after many hours that PT is what the PT and PTA does right now. And we want to be sure that we continue to look at opportunities in healthcare reform to involve others as long as it best meets the patient-client needs. So we talked a lot about that. We also adopted several motions, one on telehealth, which states the association's position on the use of telehealth in physical therapy, which we support. Also, we talked about how physical therapists can be the entry point into the healthcare system, and we better define that. And we believe we can be the entry point, especially as it relates to health promotion, wellness, fitness. We also talked about the role of the physical therapist in determining the disability status of individuals who determining the mobility status of individuals so that they can apply for disability placards. So that's something that physical therapists should be able to do. And then we adopted a set of core competencies on interprofessional education. So this is a hot topic in education and coming into practice, but what should healthcare provider students as graduates be able to perform related to working with other professions? So that's sort of a quick and dirty.
Yeah, exactly. So, last year the House obviously set forth a new vision, which was very forward-looking.
Right.
One of the other things they did this year has a 2025 date on it. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so we adopted a motion that would charge APTA to begin to pursue a change in the regulatory designator, which is the initials that you can use after your name as a result of being a licensed physical therapist. Right now in all states, you get to use the initials PT, signifying physical therapist. So we're going to pursue a change to use DPT, signifying the Doctor of Physical Therapy. And that's a long-term project because right now the sense was we don't really have a critical mass yet of DPTs. Right. And we talked about what threshold is the right threshold, and I think we decided on around 85%. So when 85% of us have earned the DPT degree, that might be the appropriate time to change the credential you would get.
Because the goal really is to move all as one.
That's right. So we want to tell society, a la the new vision, that we are a doctoring profession, and that's a really good way to do it, is to change it in law. So.
Absolutely. So again, the House of Delegates happens every year, and it's always good to remember that these motions come from members. That's where they come from. They don't come from staff. They don't come from anybody else. They come from members who propose them, work them through the system, and then it's members who make these decisions in the House of Delegates. To see the House, you can, if you're an APTA member, you can go to apta.org/livestream. Every minute that was public of the House of Delegates this year, which basically excludes an executive session period, Every minute of that is available until next year's House, and you can watch that, you can watch the full thing. There'll be coverage about this on the APTA website, obviously, continuing to highlight key points. But again, this is why we need members. It's a sign of members moving the profession forward, looking out for the association. So we thank the delegates, obviously, for their service, and I thank Janet Bezner. And I'm Jason Bellamy, and we will catch you later with more dispatches from Charlotte.